Hello viewers. So sometimes as a man, you wake up in the morning and una feel like leo nimeamka on the light side of, like you wake up right side of the bed. Yani umeamka ukifeel too lucky. Umeamka tu una feel today is the day. Leo staki judgment. As a man sometimes umeamka tu una feel leo ni ile siku. Leo ni siku yangu. No judgments of society. Hakuna story at yo. Have you married? Have you not married? When are you going to marry? You don't utaki hizo shenanigans. You just have to be yourself. And unapiga tu shower, umeamuka, unatoka. And even as you walk in the streets, una feel too yenyewe tu nimeweza. Whether you have a family or not, because again, kuna mahali tunamezekiwa sana as men. Kuwa na familia does not define a man. A man is not having a family or having so many responsibilities or kuingia kwa club ati una pombe huko tuende mwanaume. Hapana. Being a man is it's internal. First ni venye umegrow na budako, venye umekuwa ukiwatch budako, venye amekuwa handle hapo nyumbani, venye ana handle mabishti wake, venye ana handle job yake, responsibilities zake venye anazihandle kutoka right akiwa kijana, kutoka akiwa youth manzo. Venye tu ana handle vitu zake. That is what I would believe being a man is. See the way society imefanya mwanaume. Every now and then nasikia mwanaume ustahili sijui kufanya ABCD, sijui mwanaume ustahili kukula, ati mwanaume kulia kwa sahani. Mpaka sometimes unashindwa hizi shenanigans tunapoona society every now and then kama ni real. Yani imefika mahali society iko so judgmental. Kama ni chali umefikisha miaka 25 uko supposed kuwa umeoa. Okay, sawa tutaoa. Then nani atafidia familia? Nani atafidia toy? So at times you gotta ask yourself, is this the right track? Yes, naamini kwa mwanaume, naamini mwanaume na sijui na kulala side gani ya bed. Mimi mwanaume sijui nafaa kuwa na mademu wangapi. Mimi mwanaume sijui nafaa kuwa na bibi. But manze, surely hata kama kwani mwanaume ni kusafa kila wakati, we deserve to be some slack jameni. Like leo nimeshinda job, sasa ni jioni feel chana ingia tu online reka kitu, at least niseme kitu. I've never been online. I've had a YouTube channel but sijai kuwa online. Chana kama hapa ni record kitu, salimia wadau and niona venye at the same time nangangana and najaribu kugrow content yangu hapa YouTube. So for support hapo, ma thumbs up, sizi mind jamaa. Ma comment section pale kidogo niambie unafilaje. Economy and dunia, it's like mwanaume ndiye inamulika sana, especially judgmentals of society ambazo zimekalia wanaume. Ma depression kila wakati, wanaume wanalia huko nje. Mwanaume anaenda home anaongeleshwa na mtoi wake, anashindwa, yani unasikia tu venye memrespondia and you're like what is not happening? But si kupenda kwa mwanaume. It's time kutani ni za maisha. And the society won't understand us. Because as a man tumelelewa in a situation whereby hata kulia ni shida. You're not supposed to cry in front of people. So when are you supposed to cry? And when you have emotions, as a man, you have emotions. You have things weighing you down. You have pressure, you have stress. But apparently society has decided kama Johnny, Brayo, Onyango, Omondi, Wafula, ufisai kulia. I remember back nikiwa mtoi, mpaka budangu akinichapa, nikilia menyamaza. Wanaume wengi machozi. Namuelewa, maybe budangu alilelewa hivyo hardcore. But doesn't he feel pain? So where are we supposed to show pain? Who are we supposed to go to? Because tena ukienda therapy unasikia mwanaume hafai kuenda therapy. So tuende kwa klabu? Is that what the society want us to do? Tukienda kwa klabu tena inasemekana sisi ni walevi. So kwetu kuzuri ni wapi? Ukikaa home uko na mawazo, especially wewe wenye uko na mama kidogo kidogo, mpaka unasikia mama wako akikuuliza buda itoki zile paka zingine kukimbiza mapanya huko nje, iko hapa itoki, and you're like, so huku ni kwangu. So you don't even have peace at your home. There are men igidha ya jioni ikifika igidha ya saa 10 saa moja stress zinamwingia jo, because home was supposed kuenda kukaliki. There's no peace at home, and it's not fair. It's not fair at all. We should have a safe space. Sasa sijui kama wanakutana online kama konji ama form ni gani, because it's getting hard that the world is getting smaller and smaller and smaller for a man. Who are being killed wengi manzeni wanaume jo. Watu wamejaza jela ni wanaume ndio wamejaza jela. Mocha ni wanaume, hosi kumed ni wanaume. So wanaume ni wapi tutajipata manze mahali tumesmile? Atu smile wakati tunachapananga or something else. Wakati tunakula tu ndio una feel but tunakula because lazima ilipe. Yani mwanaume yani the only measure of happiness mwanaume upata ni time kuna katoi ka dot or something, and then maybe ukifika home unaonekana kukimbilia, so you feel somehow proud, and by feeling proud you still have to cultivate. Lazima uchape job, lazima uchape something, lazima uchape job, lazima uweze kuprovide katoi ilika kikuona kana smile, because trust you me, I've found myself in a situation whereby unafika home tena kuuliza umekuja na nini. Unaekelea unga hapo, kelea shukari hapo, maybe hata unatoa diaper unaekelea hapo. Kidogo kidogo unasikia mtu amekwambia dad, hujaleta kitu? Dad, umeleta nini? Au ni kitu umeleta? Because mtu yeye ana believe kama una atambui unga, atambui diapers, atambui nguo, yeye atambua tamtam, yeye atambua biscuits, atambua umlete chocolate, umlete plende, atambua umlete toy, ukuja umweke toy hapo. And this is a talk we really need to be having. Watu, the fathers wenye walikuwa hapo kitambo, siku hizi watu hawaorientiwi wakiingia into families. So uona shindo wako hata kukimbiliangi ukikam home. And this is a big challenge, and I'm calling upon the big names like akina Andrew Kibe man. Why can't you have the real talk? Chanua junior mdogo uko na familia, venye familia yake au watoi wake akitu home mkimbilia. Wenye wako na idea wachape wenye wengine, because wanaume unless we lift one tutainuana jamaa. Hatuwezi penya. Lazima tuinuane, lazima tujengane sisi wenyewe. Because by the end of the day mwanaume amebaki mahali yani on the edge. Sio kama umeangalia madocumentary za masteto. Mwanaume anaenda steto, unafanya job, unaoa huko. Kidogo kidogo bibi anakutoka. Nyumba naenda, gari naenda, do naenda, and then unabaki kumlipia alimony or something. There's that money that you pay for upkeep of the wife, and the kids still you have to pay for them, whether you have kids or not. Lazima uko unalipa alimony, and it'll get here, itakuja hapa Kenya. Then what? And wanaume tuliamua sisi ni kuchunguliana. So wakati mwanaume mwenzako ana fall, you're like, hey, unachungulia mama wako wake, nataka kupita nayo, instead of uplifting, instead kumuuliza Brayo ni nini, kusaidia wapi, bringing one another down, that even when you yourself be going down, there will be no one to lift you up. And it's sad, because unless we lift one another, hakuna mzee atatuinua majamaa. I've seen men cry. Mwanaume anakaa tu alia for no reason. Mwanaume alikuwa anaongea poa, anafika mahali amegeuka, amekuwa mkali, amekuwa dangerous. And pia situations za maisha zingine ni mapenzi, especially mapenzi imefaka hapo wanaume do. Wanaume wengi wanaona shida juu ya mapenzi do, kwa sababu unakuta mwanaume akipenda. Men don't know how to try love. Once they fall in love, that's it. And they can show love in very different ways. Wanaume show mapenzi in a very different, in a very weird way. Mwanaume anaweza kuwa anakupenda but still anachita hapo nje, doesn't mean hakupendi. That is ule mwanaume, because apparently sijui nani alikuja, tulikuja tukagawanyishwa kidesign na tukapewa mabureaucracy zingine mpaka tukakuwa wanaume, yani tuka kujistudy sisi wenyewe. Study yourself, know yourself who you are, because mwanaume unless you've studied yourself, umejijua, utaishi kutrapo na watu, ukanyaga watu, utaishi kupigana na watu, umekanyaga huyu, umekanyaga ule, and every now and then they're like umeumiza mse. Because men who are married or are dating, have girlfriends. Two types of men: married, dating, and those who are decided to be celibate. Those men, when they love for real. They love for real. Mark my words, a man will love you and still cheat. Doesn't mean he loves you less. No. And this is a conversation actually I think will be talking more about. Because a man cheats does not mean he doesn't love you. No. The reason why they cheat, there's so many reasons why men cheat. Number one is because men have many desires. Men are different when it comes to emotions and connections. They are so different. They respond differently. Men are not moved by words. No. They are moved by sight and touch. So akiona na kiguza, it's different. But nevertheless, pia wanaume wanafaa wajipige jeki kidogo, because they need to broaden their mind, because only a man who has emotional intelligence, a man who is emotionally intelligent, will be able to control his urges. A man who is emotionally intelligent will be able to think with his mind, na sio roho yake ama emotions. And it's easy, sio rahisi. Sio rahisi hata kidogo mazee. I've seen men falling. Hata anatumia guzo kidogo, before you know it, mama wako wake, demo wako wake, future yake inaisha. How many men wametajirika juu ya marriage? How many men have gotten rich because they married the right partner? None. But how many ladies who may get rich due they married the right? Hundreds. Karibu 99% of rich ladies, they are rich because they were pulled up by men. You know, ni ukweli. Men pull up ladies because wanaume huwa down. Wanaume huwa demo chini. Mwanaume atachukua chini kabisa, amuelevate, amlete kwa level yake, finance, build career, experience, business. But it's different to when a woman who is something marries a man, because ukiwa umeana kitu unamweka on a tight leash, you can't touch anything. But for a man it's different. Even when men marries, the sponsors wakati ameenda amechukua demo, amemchukua amekaa naye, you find that man ametransfer hata kila kitu, amesema when I demarcate, I want everything to go to my wife. But you'll find these ladies who are independent ladies, and I'm not singling madam, it's good to be independent, but you'll find those independent ladies, despite of having money, despite of having resources, they don't uplift men, they use them. Akona ka toy boy, which is very, because Unakuta hata boy maybe he some retro efforts alikuwa amepu kwa mrembo. So many kwenda kwa mkutano wajiite kwa chama mahali, waangaliane, waulizane, wanegondezane, wanogenezane kidogo, and maybe we can come up with a solution. We go to find a solution. Because another issue yenye wena ni sana is that most of the men wanajua vizuri sana uwezi kaa na dem moja, uwezi kaa na mama moja, uwezi kaa na dem moja, but Christianity iko hapo imekusubject kwa mama moja, na ulizaliwa zo kujipata na jina ya Ukristo, kujipata na jina ya Ukristo, so uwezi ruka. So ulizaliwa kuwa Mkristo from pero pale kidogo transform dini, hiyo ni vita mpaka kijiji mzima inaweza itwa ikunyuke. You find that man is a Christian by default, and this man maybe anadai kuwa mama wa pili na mama wa tatu, because that's how he feels. That is the only way he feels. That is how men are. Even don't feel maybe niko contented, but because imekataa, Bible imesema ni one man one wife choice, end up kukana huyo baby mmoja. So every time nyashi kipita and nikipatikana ni vurugu. Is that fair? Is that really fair? Because we come from a long lineage of polygamous, and you can't tell me they were wrong or they are going to hell. Where? You come from that line. Are you telling me former great grandfathers were wrong? My ancestors were wrong when they married, when those men were allowed to marry more than one wife, because they understood men have many desires. And those women understood back then. Why can't today, the woman today, be a mwanaume? Understand, mwanaume, this guy may need A, B, C, D. Be understanding. Because again, men are providers. And men feed so many families. Wanaume feed familia mingi ajabu. Utakuta mwanaume ana feed familia 5 families. Kuna secretary hapo kwa job yao, huwa anamjenga ka kitu hata mwisho wa mwezi. Kuna waiter kwa klabu, anajenga nao mwanaume kitu. Kuna dem fulani hoka, pia huyo utapata maybe ana depend na huyo mwanaume anamjenga na anachia mpaka tip. Kuna mkahawa mali huyo mwanaume ukula. Pia hapo kwa mkahawa utakuta huyo mwanaume akikula lazima acha tip pale. Anaenda pale na perform. So hizo ni familia ngapi? Anaangalia. Kuna mahali huyo mwanaume umezea mama fulani, akipita hapo lazima amwachie. Men take care of a lot of people, but they get very little thank you. Not even a big up. No. They find themselves with none. It's really sad. If you look at it, it's really sad. And we wish we can change that. I wish that can be changed. I wish men can be appreciated. Hata tukiwa holiday moja, hata tuki afternoon kitu kimoja, we celebrate men. And if there's a lady out there who will come across this video, please tafuta mahali, tafuta hata kama ni ka gift, hata kama ni kanini, celebrate your man, celebrate your dad, celebrate your uncles, because those people do a lot. If you look at the statistics, the population of men and female, population of female iko juu in the world against hiyo ya wanaume. And why? Because wanaume, like I said hapo awali, ndio wamejeza jela, na wamejeza prison. Kwa nini? Because alishikwa akitafutia mama kwake, alishikwa akitafutia familia yake kwake. Wanaume ndio wamejaa kabulini. Kwa nini? Because aliuliwa akitafutia familia kwake, alikufa, aligrindiwa na mashina akihasulia manze. Men get diseases, they get sick, they get tired early in life because they do the strenuous job. If you look at the engineers who are working on dangerous men, If you look at explorers who are working on dangerous zones, they are men. Hazardous areas ni wanaume. Nani wanapanda juu ya kistima kwa connector? Ni wanaume. What happens when they fall? They die. They leave their wives living longer and comfortable off their backs. If you're a lady and you come across this video, you need to take a moment, go celebrate your mother, tell your father thank you, tell your uncle thank you, tell your boyfriend thank you, celebrate them, even if it's just this once, because you are the mothers of sons. Nyinyi ndio mnazaa wanaume, nyinyi ndio mama sons, junior. And what happens when you birth those juniors? You would want your son to be celebrated for the good job he will do in future, he'll be doing, taking care of his family. You know how much your father anang'ang'ana ili uishi poa. You know how well he took care of you. Your daddy's girl, right? Or your daddy's boy, so right? So you know that man, what it took to raise you. And you know this man, what he went through to bring you up to where you are. Then mbona usiamue tu useme, you know what? Dad, you did something good. You did something nice. And you deserve things. You deserve a gift. You deserve some praises. You deserve a big up. Because truly, and the reality, they really need it. Life is hard as it is kwa mwanaume. So I would urge the society to look at a man and a boy child. The other day on a podcast, the wife to the VP, huyu mwenye anapigwa currently, she was doing the initiative for a boy child, and it was nice. Because apart from being hard, tunahitaji kufunza maboys kuwa responsible. So that wakigrow kuwa wanaume, they get to be responsible boys, they get to be responsible men who can look after people, who can take care of the nation and take care of the older generation. Mark my words, sisi wenye tuko teach these boys how to behave responsible of us when we get old. Yes, there's a generation that was brought as they're respecting their fathers. But if we don't take care of this current generation, which is Generation Gen Z and Generation Alpha, my boys, teach them how to be responsible, how to be accountable, how to have that self-respect, self-awareness, how to be a man and a good man. Mwanaume ya kiboko ile ya kunyoroshwa kupigwa makofi na unaambiwa usilie. No. Even how to express themselves. We'll be building a nation, a better world. Ya kesho. And that will mean we sisi, when we get old, we'll have a generation to take care of us. Because a generation that does not take a generation that does not have a young ones is a doom to one man. Who will take care of that generation? Look at countries like Germany, Japan, countries zenye hazina mayouths. Wase walikata kupata watoi kule. You find they're importing labor from out of Africa to come and help. Why do you think they have green cards? Kenya don't have a green card. Why? Because our reproductive stage and reproductive state is on the rise. Ni kama India is on the rise. So we have more than enough people. That's why we are exporting people outside to go and do those jobs out there in those countries that have less population or less working class population. But they have less working population. Okay. Develop wise. How are they going to run that country? And if you've noticed, this generation, there is people who are preferring dogs, pets, cats instead of kids. I don't know where kama ni story na responsibility sijui, but and I don't judge anyone. But if we don't caution, that is exactly where we're headed. Like Germany, we're headed where Germany is now. That is where we are headed. We are headed where Canada is right now. where when you grow old, you have no kids to take care of yourself. You have no kids to even come for Christmas. It means we'll start building homes for the old, because those old people, the old generation, itakuwa people to look after them. And when you pose hiyo swali, mwanaume ndio narushuri tena, and you wonder kuzuri kwa mwanaume ni wapi? Is a man going to? Because every day fire, every day fire. I've seen like there are riots every now and here. Men are who those riots. When they are fire, men are the ones who go to quench that fire. When there's an animal on the loose, and a wild animal on the loose, men go to fight that animal. Until lini? Tafika mali tuambiwe, yes, you went to the beast, to the world, and you slayed the beast. We've been slaying those beasts every single day, and nobody recognizes us. Nobody gives us a salute. So, me hapa kama Kamau, Jonte, I want to say salute to all men. Salute to my father. I want to say salute to my grandfather. I want to say salute to the president of this country. I want to say salute to all the men. Because they have done a lot, and they should be recognized. They shouldn't be left out for granted. They shouldn't suffer. They ought to even be taken care of, manze. They ought to be taken care of. It's very unfair for those men who are suffering out there. Yet, to some extent, those men were a source of pride and joy to their family or to salute. I know what it feels to take it for granted. I've been there. I've been taken for granted. And it's not easy. Especially those men who have been taken for granted and have had failed marriages, which was not their fault. Life is not easy for them. They get judgments, and it is not their choosing. So, big up on Ome. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. A thumbs down is okay. I will understand. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Help me grow to Inuane. If you're a sister there, I'm your brother. Help me grow to Saidiane to Inuane. Otherwise, thank you and to have a good evening. Asante.